Hey y'all, thank you all for sharing, streaming, and listening to the Nashville Artist podcast. I'm Jordan, and today I bring to you episode 62 of the Nashville Artist podcast, and it features Zilla. Zilla is a rapper, hip-hop artist, writer, poet, and part-time legal assistant. He's drawn to contemporary world issues, studying the events and then people's reactions to the events. He likes to understand the why on every side in politics. He cut his teeth writing raps to other people's beats like the Lil Romeo Show. The first album he ever bought on iTunes was Kanye West's 808 Heartbreak. Zilla was lucky enough to perform in the Donda show in Atlanta. One of his biggest strengths as an artist is getting an entire room on one accord. His favorite venue in Nashville to play is Marathon Music Works, where he did a New Year's show with Mike Floss and Cherub. Musical influences like Kanye West, Jay-Z, John Mayer, Foo Fighters, Bombay Bicycle Club, August Burns Red, Snoop Dogg, and E40. One of his biggest personal growth is the ability to release music and live with it. His advice to artists in Nashville is to be careful who you take advice from, bring your fire and your A game, and learn to support others. You can support him as an artist by following him on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Music. You can buy his music directly and be on the lookout for tickets to his shows. Also, share and tell your friends about Zilla's music. Buy, stream, follow, and share. Lastly, fun fact about Zilla is he likes to start every day at 4 a.m. Enjoy the podcast.
I've been up since like 5.
Man.
Yeah.
Where were you working?
So I do grocery shopping for people.
Is it
Freelance.
Instacart?
No, yeah, it's Ship. It's similar to Instacart, but it's called Ship.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I'm not doing like paralegal or legal assistant side work, then I'm locked in on that. I got to work every day.
I feel you. That's good too. I like that kind of. I used to do Instacart for a little bit.
Yeah.
What I like about that is there's no one telling you what to do. You just listen to your music,
Right.
go to the grocery store,
And you can stop whenever you want.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. There's no time limit. Yeah,
My breaks can be whenever I want them to be. You know?
Yeah, working on your own time is like key.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you can also shop for yourself at the same time.
Exactly. I mean, all the time, I'm like grabbing a case of water, like grabbing my lunch during the day. I don't have to pack a lunch a lot of times because I'm in the store. So I just grab something there. And it's generally cheaper to get my lunch at the grocery store than,
Definitely.
Fast food or otherwise.
Yeah. I find that, I was doing that a lot during COVID because there was like a surge of people not leaving their house.
Sure.
So
I'm sure. Yeah, I've been doing the grocery for about a little bit after COVID. One of my homies who was doing it during COVID was like, "Yo, you should get into this." And I was like, "Whatever," but then I seen the benefits, and it does what it need to do.
Right? For sure. Well, yeah, we'll get started here. Hey everyone, welcome to the Nashville Artist. I'm Jordan, and today Zilla is here.
Hi, my name is Zilla. I'm here with Jordan.
Yeah, thank you for coming over and doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised.
Word.
Yeah, man. Been here for 27 years now.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any siblings?
I have one older brother. His name's Berm.
Berm?
Yeah.
Like B-E-R-M?
B-U-R-M.
B-U-R-M. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, man. One older brother.
Is he also into music and art?
He is. My brother is, I'm sure we'll talk about him again, but my brother is the reason why I'm into music and art. He's 6 years older than me, and, you know, he's a big brother. What more can I say?
What kind of art, or like, does he do music, or what is his thing?
So he started with poetry.
Oh.
Yeah, and he would do poetry slams in high school and in college. And I would watch them on YouTube. Like, I was in middle school and stuff. And I would watch. A big fan. And he started he was involved with starting a rap group called Free Nation at Oakwood University that I went to. And it consists of 5 members. It's J Stock, Berm, Maine the Saint, Prop, and Nick Jenkins. And
you said 4?
5
5.
members, yeah. Yeah, and they inspired me a lot. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. What kind of music is it?
Hip hop. Yeah, they were rappers. Yeah.
That's awesome. He went to the same college you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Kind of led the way.
Yeah, yeah. My parents actually met at that college too.
Oh wow! Yeah, so it's a legacy thing.
Yeah. Second year, second generation actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Are your parents also into music and art?
Not really. I mean, my dad would play a lot of like Earth, Wind, and Fire and jazz, but it was never really like they were just workers. Like they did their jobs and did a lot of stuff in the church. So I guess gospel music they play very consistently through the house. But my brother I would attribute to giving me the tools to curate my own like musical taste and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. So what were you into as a little kid?
Man, as a kid, so I really was into like a lot of stuff that my brother was into. I was into sports. We played a lot of sports growing up, and I was into rap culture, like watching BET videos when I wasn't supposed to be. MTV when they showed videos before school and stuff. And I would watch like Lil Romeo Show. That's like the first time I really wanted to be a rapper, when I watched Lil Romeo Show. I wouldn't even watch the show. I would just watch the credits because it would be this beat and he was rapping, and I would sit there and try and write like my own raps to it. But it kind of died down, and I really was just into sports and like girls as a kid, man.
Right.
Like, that's all I really cared about.
What sports were you into? Or
basketball and mainly baseball growing up. Baseball was my shit. I used to do my thing in baseball.
Who are your teams that you go for?
I played baseball for the Red Sox here growing up. That was my team here. And so I became a Red Sox fan. And I'm a Celtics fan, I'm a Titans fan, and Predators fan. Outside of that, I mean, if we got a team here, I fuck with them, but outside of that, it's really Boston Celtics, Boston Red Sox.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What you said you played baseball growing up?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How long did you do that for?
I played baseball probably till I was like 12, and then I quit because I wanted to play at a different school, and we didn't have a team at my school like then, and I was just like, I'm just gonna quit. So I quit playing baseball then, and I broke my nose the season before, so I really was kind of already off it. But I came back in college. I played a little semester in college and got a concussion. So
from baseball?
Yeah.
The ball hit your head?
Man, I had got into a car accident this semester before, right? And I left school. I came back too soon, and I was playing baseball, practicing. I was high, you know what I'm saying, at practice, playing third base, and motherfucker, hit a line drive, and I thought I had that bitch. I guess I like had it too hot, like too low, and the shit just like clocked me. I was like, oh yeah.
hit your
I need
nose?
to. Nah, the first time I broke my nose, that one hit me like in the forehead. I think it was like right here or some shit, and I just took a knee, and I was fucked up. I actually left school that semester too because of that. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Man, getting hit.
yeah.
You're not
no fun.
You're like the second person who played baseball growing up, and after they got hit, they were like, I don't want to play anymore.
That shit comes at you fast, bro. Like, I'm talking about fast as fuck. And I was high. And I was coming off another
Especially if
concussion.
after being hit by a bat.
Yeah, you know, so. But life goes on, right? And I guess I got knocked into music.
Yeah, knock some sense into you.
Yeah, right? Maybe it's like, hey, you can be like Lil Romeo.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Cool. So, what first? You said Lil Romeo like first got you into music, or like what?
Not really. I mean, that show, I would like to write to that show, but my brother got me. I keep talking about him. I told you we would talk about him a lot, but he got me into music because he would load like whatever he was listening to onto like my MP3 player or my Zoom at the time, and so I would listen to. I guess I'll give you a rundown of early, like when I first got my palette, like.
Yeah, what were you?
I was listening to Foo Fighters. Okay. I was listening to like Bombay Bicycle Club. My brother was into like Screamo. He was in a punk band playing drums, and like August Burns Red. I don't know if you know about that. Yeah, like so a lot of people like that, while also listening to Snoop Dogg, his old shit like E40. I was listening to, you know, like what early rap was I listening to? Jay-Z. I would listen to Kanye because my brother and my cousins would listen to him all the time. So just, you know, really whatever was popular, like around 05, anywhere between between 04 and like 09, I was getting from my brother just straight up.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But the first album, I must say, Kanye West is probably like one of the most influential artists.
Definitely.
Yeah, to me, because I first bought 808s and Heartbreak on Apple Music, or what was it, iTunes then. This was my first album that I bought on iTunes. And it was like, I guess I was young, and there was no curse words on it, so it was just easy. I didn't have to ask nobody to help me get it. Like, I just, you know, had that joint and was inspired by that a lot.
Man, yeah, that record, I feel like bloomed a lot of different artists. Mm-hmm. Each one of his records bloomed, like a rapper or hip hop artist takes to one of the records and then like stems off of it.
Right. Like I agree. I mean, he's the blueprint. I mean, of modern day hip hop, I guess, is what really modern day music all around.
Definitely. Yeah, he's impacted so many different genres.
Right.
So did you start out like in school playing, or how did you start out?
No, I never. So I had a band in middle school for maybe a month, right? So we I've always been the writer. I never played instruments. Like I played guitar for maybe a little bit and played piano for like 6 months. But I've been like a musical writer. Like I like words. That's my thing. So I wrote a song and assembled a band in middle school. And we were planning to get the music teacher to let us perform for the Christmas play. And we practiced. She let us practice a bunch in the music room. If I remember their names, shout out Haley Russell, Andrew Krause, and there was somebody else that I don't remember. We practiced for like a month. The day came, and she was like, "Y'all can't do that song." Oh, yeah, man. And it was cool. It was just like, breathe. It's just a simple thing. It was just some cool, like, just easygoing shit. And but yeah, so I've always had that like spark of wanting to do something creative. Yeah, you know, but that kind of like burned me. Yeah, you know, like, I was like, damn.
I guess the saving grace from that, well, she let you practice, you know.
Right, absolutely. You know, I got experience.
Yeah.
So, you know, it wasn't all for nothing.
Yeah, and like the whole idea of I'm going to be performing this
Right.
gets you in the mindset of like, oh, we got to be on point.
Right. Yeah, man. So it was that was I'm high, so I don't remember exactly the original question, but I know that was
What I was just saying, like, yeah, how did you start out?
yeah, okay. That was the beginning, right? But I used to manage artists in college, and so it got to a point where I had told you previously, like I was doing so much research on how to connect with the artists and how to, you know, be able to elevate them in the best way that I could, right? So it got to the point of uh, looking at artist interviews to I started writing songs like based on what I think these artists that I'm managing should make. I started writing songs for them, right? And so I would just keep them to myself or send them the lyrics. But once I went to the studio with my now producer, his name is Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah. And I recorded the first song I put out on SoundCloud, and he was like, "Yo," it was for my brother. I was gonna send it to my brother and be like, "Yo, you should do this." And he was like, "Yo, you should like rap, bro." And I was like, "Word, like you think so?" And ever since then, I mean, for like a 3-year period, I worked with him every day. Like we were in the studio minimum 4 hours, maximum 12 hours a day, just like fucking recording, fucking finding beats. He was making beats. We were on YouTube, and we had a plethora of people around us, right? So it was like there was probably 8 rappers in that studio at all times from the school. So
Melting pot.
yeah, no, facts. I mean, the thing about that school, and I'll get back to that story real quick, but I must say about Oakwood, I mean, I'll name some people that have went to Oakwood that I'm not sure that you would even, maybe you know, but you'd be surprised. So it's legend that Prince has went there.
Prince. Wow.
Yeah, Little Richard would frequently be there. He went there for ministry. Um, let's see. Do you know Take Six?
I'm not sure.
You should look them up.
Okay,
Take
I'll look
Six,
up.
yeah, Grammy winners, Brian McKnight. Um, the list goes on and on. I mean, so it's not a coincidence that there was 8 rappers in the studio. Like that school really is like just a breeding pot of just talent.
This was in your high school?
No, this is in college. Yeah, at Oakwood University. Yeah, in Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, man. So and that's just naming probably like creme de la creme of the school. There's plenty more. But yeah, so it was no coincidence that we had those such talented people. But with it being that many rappers in the room, you have to be on your A game. Like, you know what I mean? So from those sessions for about like 6 months or so, me and my producer and my brother kind of like came up with the idea, let's just make a group out of this. You know what I mean? Like let's formulate this, make a label, and really cultivate it. And so we were making a lot of progress, and we still are, just being independent and working through COVID, working through people graduating and moving, you know what I mean, to LA and to New York and to Florida. Like we separated, but we're still, figuring out how to churn out this music and figure out this plan.
Awesome. What is it like about the words, like in music, that were so striking to you? Or
I would say uh, the words really just like set the intention of the song. Like when I write music and I hear the beats or I hear the instrumentals, there's various different things that come to mind, right? Like there's so many different words and different things that the beat will tell you what to say. But if you can figure out the right thing to say on that cadence, I feel like it's just, to me, it's like one of the greatest gifts. And I try to take advantage of that, because when I hear music without, even with words, like I'm always thinking of, okay, that's what I would do, or wow, they did something better than what I would do. You know what I mean? Like, so words, I guess, is just what comes natural to me first and foremost. And just me kind of just being reverent of how important the words are, just as important as, and no more important than the music, but it's, a yin and yang balance that's important to be focused on.
Yeah. That's interesting. Like your point, like when you listen to music that doesn't have words, you're like, oh, what words could be put with this song?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it's almost like, to be honest, like, it's not even that I think that. It's just when I hear the beat, it's like that's what should be there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a thought. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like when I listen to music that doesn't have drumming in it, I'm thinking what would be the beat here.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like try to play drums to like Beethoven and stuff. I'm like, how do you like?
But that's what your mind does, because that's what you're here to do. You're a drummer,
right?
You know what I mean?
Into the rhythm. So, kind of talked a little bit about why you like words. Why would you say you're drawn to music?
Why am I drawn to music? I'm not sure if I have the answer to that. I think I don't know. I think it's like, maybe, I guess I could say it's what I love to do. It's what I spend most of my time listening to. The culture is what I've been enamored with and been indulged with in my whole life. I don't have that thought though, so I'm not sure.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't really have that thought.
It's cool. I mean, you're enamored with the culture. I think that, and listening to it, it's what you like to spend your time.
Right.
It makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
So, of all time, who are your favorite artists?
Of all time, I'll say 3. Number 1 would be Kanye West. Number 2 would be Jay-Z. And the 2 and 3 is no order. But number 3, probably John Mayer. Yeah. And I've had the privilege of I can't say that I've worked with him, but I was in the Donda show in Atlanta. And I've gotten a couple of opportunities through that. I mean, not only did I was kind of like right up with this dude, but we've gotten
with Kanye.
Yeah, with Kanye, yeah, at the show. And from there, I guess a photo was sent of my outfit for the show, and it's a long saga, but Kanye ended up following me. He sent me shoes. And there's a lot of NDA stuff, but wow. But I've had, that's a inspiring part of my journey, is being able to have had that experience, and
getting to interact with Kanye.
Yeah. And we've sent demos for Donda too, and obviously that's not happening anymore. But just having that,
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, the fact that he sent you shoes.
Yeah.
And reached out to you personally.
Yeah. It was cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like seeing Kanye West watching stories and shit. Yeah, this is crazy.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it was probably like a year and a half ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was like right before all the
controversy.
Yeah.
When did you last talk to him? Or
well, I haven't talked to him personally. Like I have not had the conversation with him. I've had various conversations with producers and people around him.
okay.
But it's weird. Like he would he would watch my stories.
Yeah, dude.
And maybe we'll even put because I don't want to be up here like just saying Kanye West is watching my stories. Maybe we could put it on the screen, like that he viewed.
Put it on the screen.
Yeah, like on the video on the YouTube.
Just say that he watched your stories.
No, I'm claiming like that he did that, right?
Yeah.
But I'll send you the screenshot so you could put it on there.
Okay, interesting.
If you want to. I'm just saying so I'm not up here.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I see, no worries.
Yeah, but anyway,
I mean, not impossible, you know what I mean?
It's
very, I mean, we're all in the art scene.
Yeah,
it's a pretty small community worldwide.
Yeah, it is a small world, like when you're in that.
Like, I don't even know the percentage of musicians or artists in the world, but I would say 75% of people are not in that. So it's like we make a small.
True. There's probably more than 75. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Because I mean, people are doing other things that's not music.
Yeah. Yeah. Fact.
Being anything else.
A doctor.
Yeah, a police officer, whatever. Yeah. So now, how do you develop your artistic skills? Do you have like routines or?
Yeah, I just try to write mostly every day. Outside of writing every day, I mean, I would say I scour YouTube for beats. I got various people sending me beats every so often. But for me, I guess as a rapper, it's important to just be writing. I don't think I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I don't know if everybody's really taking the time to write and improve on their lyricism intentionally, and that's what I would say I do every day.
What does that look like for you? Like the process of writing or figuring out what to write?
I mean, just life, whatever happens. I have a lot that happens in my life, like daily. and so like just drawing from that, being able to be my outlet of how I, can process what I'm going through on the daily. So I guess it just looks like in the car. Sometimes I'm in the car and I write on my phone. A lot of the times it's when I take a smoke break in the middle of the workday. And maybe a lot of times before bed, I fall asleep writing sometimes. Just because I have like clarity of mind.
Yeah.
And it kind of just puts me to sleep and just like, but I guess it just looks like when I can.
Do you like read books and stuff and like find words and that's interesting or?
No, I had the thought yesterday to read more books and to not read a lot of tweets.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm online more than I'd like to be, admittedly, but when I am online, I take the time to read fully. Like I'll read the articles, I'll read like a lot of different responses of people and how they feel. But yeah, I mean, I used to read a lot though. I used to read consistently, like being in pre-law. We didn't really even have homework. We would just read.
Right.
You know, you just got to be ready to talk about what you read. So, I guess that's why, like, online, I guess I would read a lot about what's going on in the world, and I read a lot about how people feel about it.
Yeah.
You know,
contemporary world issues.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like my reading topics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sports articles.
Sports articles.
Yeah.
When you study like world issues and stuff, do you usually look at current, or do you look at the past?
I use the past as reference from time to time on Google, but mostly current. And I've got a fair knowledge of, at least of what I would consider about what's going on, and just a pattern of events and how the world works through, you know, my studies and my interests. But yeah, no, man, I just, my main intention with my studies on what's going on in the world is to see the why on every side, you know, like to see why everyone feels why they feel, whether I may agree with it off bat or not. Like, I want to know why. So that's the big thing about me. Do you mind if I roll another one?
Yeah, let's keep going, bro.
Cool, for sure.
I was about to say, I might hit that again.
Word, hey man, have at it, brother. I'm gonna roll us another one.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
The last college try out of this. Okay, cool. So your newest record, Type Shit.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Yes. So that came about when my producer and I were in LA, and we had just finished my previous EP. And we didn't know what to do. We were just like, yo, we have this studio session for like 8 more hours. Like, what do we do? And so we just got on YouTube and made maybe like 3 or 4 songs that night. And from then on, so the project Type Shit was supposed to be called YouTube, right? And we ran into a lot of copyright infringements, obviously, with that name. But so that was supposed to be the name. So we just spent maybe a year and a half or 2 every session on YouTube, like finding different beats, and we intended to use the exact name of the beats as the name of the songs, for multiple different reasons. But yeah, man, I mean, we were just, once we got into it, we really just went crazy. We probably made like 25 songs, and we just chose, I guess there's 10 on the record, and we chose the best ones. I mean, the boy type beat is really Drake type beat, and there's like 3 Drake type beats. Like, there's multiple songs, and we're considering doing a deluxe, but we really just made a bunch of songs. And then, like, I was in Huntsville for the majority of that. So it started in LA, was in Huntsville for majority, then I moved back home, leaving school. And, you know, that's kind of like why it took so long, because I was going to Huntsville and like only recording once a week or so. But yeah, man, it was just a boredom project of just like, yo, how can we show the most versatility, just being plain, just being, you know, doing what all of us do as rappers, go on YouTube and find beats and try to get inspired, and, you know what I mean, and find the one. So yeah, that was the thought with that.
That's awesome. What they all the names have very, like you said, similar.
Yeah. So they were, let's see if I can go through them. The first one was supposed to be Baby King type beat, right? And it got flagged, obviously. The second one was supposed to be Free Young Thug type beat, right? And that one's Free Sex, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and then the third one was supposed to be 3-6 Mafia type beat, but me and JU are both from Nashville, so it was like let's just do 3615, right? So let's go to the next one. If I remember correctly, the next one is the Monty type beat. Yeah, and that was supposed to be Smino type beat, but Monty Booker makes a lot of his beats, and we figured you can't just lock us up on Monty. We could use Monty. Anyway, the next song is Blast type beat. Yeah. And that's a rapper from LA, but he, instead of A, he has X in there. Moving on, Mary type beat. Nah, it's not Mary type beat, is it? The next one is, I didn't pull them up, but the next one is it's the joint with Austin. I'm stoned.
It's all right. Basically, what would you say?
A lot of these joints were, I don't have to go through them all.
No worries. I was basically just asking, like, the overall album, like, the whole, like, artistic intention was, like, versatility and singing.
Yeah, that's what it developed into being, was just like, okay, let's just make a bunch of songs, and then from that it was like, okay, we're showing a lot of range here, so let's kind of like map that out. So actually, if you listen to the project in its entirety, the first part is kind of like more upbeat rap, like kind of, you could work out to it, you could wake up and drive to work to it. The middle part is kind of just like smoking, taking it easy, and then the last stage is more relationship and emotional aspects of my artistry. So yeah, it just ended up being like just like a trifecta of what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. And with it being called Type Shit, was that just like it being like, this is all types of shit?
Yeah. yeah. Basically, like, it's a double entendre because it's like a bunch of type of shit and all the names are type beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that was, you got it.
We talked a little bit about this earlier, but what would you say inspires your creativity?
The ability to is what mainly inspires me. It's just having these capacities to write a song, having the family that I do in music to produce and engineer. A lot of my label mates like Ronnie and Chizzy, Danny and Hef, like, they are really good and they inspire me too. Like, being involved with people like that inspires me to work harder and work harder, not only for myself but for them and for my family and all that.
Yeah. What would you say are your strengths and weaknesses as an artist?
So let's start with the weaknesses. Do I have any? No, I'm just kidding. A weakness maybe would be like, sometimes I don't finish records as quickly as I'd like to. But the more that I think about it, I don't really know. I mean, you could say I could write a little bit more in depth. Maybe I could like figure out a way to get more in depth with my writing. But outside of that, I mean, I feel like I'm great at getting my point across. I'm great at getting a room full of people on one accord. Like, that's one of my biggest strengths, is being able to coordinate a record. So yeah, I mean, yeah, my biggest strength is that, and my undying will to just be great. Like, I really want to be good. I want to inspire. I want to get better every day, and I think that's the my desire is probably my biggest attribute.
The hunger.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta wanna.
Like we were saying,
You gotta wanna.
You gotta wanna, man. I mean, that's just where it is. If you don't wanna,
yeah, it's
what
not
are we
gonna
doing?
happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen, and no one can want it for you.
Exactly.
So that's like the one thing you gotta put all your might into is your wants.
Yes. Yeah. That's a fact, man. In all aspects. I mean, relationship, family, work, and what we do, artistry. Like, it takes all of that, and figuring out how to balance.
Yeah, that's biggest game, and not burning out.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, how would you best describe the type of artist you are?
The type of artist I am is the type of artist that anybody could be, I think. I'm the type of artist that you can't, I'm not the piano player. I'm not the person who reads music. I'm not the best. I wouldn't even say I'm the best at anything that I do, but I'm just me. You know what I mean? Like, just being me genuinely, and there's just no other way to be. So, and finding the best way to do that day by day and figuring it out. Right. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So, other than, like, you were in Huntsville for how long?
I was in Huntsville on and off for like, I went to Oakwood when I was 18. And I was there until I, came home from the concussion for about a year. Right. And then I went back to Oakwood. I came home. I went to jail for the summer before COVID. I went back to Oakwood, got a 4.0 that semester. And then COVID happened, went home. And then I went back to school. And then I came back home in 2021.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
So I was down there on and off from like 2014 to 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. So I spent probably about 5 years down there out of 7. The last 7 of those 7.
So so you've just decided to stay here in Nashville?
Yeah. I mean, I was not really living in LA, but I was traveling back and forth from LA for like the past year or two. Because 2 of the artists that I work with, Chizzy and Ronnie, live in LA. So I would go out there and stay with Chizzy and get a lot of work done with them. And I was actually going to move to LA, but some things happened this summer. So I'm here for a little while, and then we've got a lot of other things shaking up. So the plan at this point is I'll probably have a place in LA again, but it won't be till probably around this time next year. But yeah, man, I'm just focused on being here with my family and working on the next steps of what this project and the next have in store. Yeah.
So since you've been or lived somewhere else, what would you say something you've learned living in Nashville?
Okay.
Since you have perspective.
Yeah. Something living in Nashville, being from here, is that I've learned is like being able to adjust to change. Because Nashville's grown a lot, and there's a lot of people who have taken opportunity of the growth, and there's a lot of people who will look at the growth and complain or say, this, that, and the third about how it's affecting them. But growing up here, man, it's just about if you want to do it. Mad people from here go out and they get it done. Some people here stay here and get it done. But being from here, and what I've learned about being here since I've been back is just being able to adjust to change. And like I said earlier, just being yourself. Like, that's what we're here. Nashville is just being yourself. We're just Nashville.
Yeah.
You don't even know till you're here. When you're here, you're like, okay, this is just not what I thought it was. You know? Yeah.
That's a really great point.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you be yourself.
Yeah.
Because everyone is an individual here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, we all have tastes. And there's a whole fashion sense here,
Mm-hmm.
whether people know it or not.
Yeah.
Like, it gets into your subconscious.
Yeah.
And everyone carries themselves in a way that. That's why I'm like, people are so kind here because they don't really know what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And that's not like they're scared to be mean to you. It's just like everyone has their own little world of artistry.
Yeah.
And so you learn quickly, it's better to just be yourself because everyone's standing out as themselves.
Yeah, right.
And they're accepted.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you don't understand that until you live here.
I would agree, man.
Yeah.
It's a special place, like, and I'll always live here. Like, even if I have dealings in LA or in New York or London, whatever, like, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna have my farm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna fucking live in Nashville, bro. This is my shit. Like, like, I love this place.
Yeah, dude. So, do you have a favorite venue you like to play here?
I've only played 2 venues here ever.
What were those?
One of them, I don't remember the name. It was a really small place. But shout out my boy Kimo Sabi. He put me on to, it was my first show here. And I performed in front of, it was a cool crowd. And then second, I guess, would be like my favorite place. Oh, damn, I'm not covering the mic. My second would be my favorite one would be Marathon. Yeah. I opened with Mike Floss for Cherub on New Year's. I forget the year. Maybe like New Year's 2018 or 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. We did one of my songs that he's featured on, and that was live. It was packed out, sold out show, and like everybody was really vibing with the music. Like, they loved it, and I can't wait to return to there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, getting to play Marathon with that kind of lineup, I'm sure it was, and on New Year's.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's hype.
Yeah, it was the best, man. I mean, it was everything that you would want out of, performing at Marathon. As someone who lives in Nashville and from here, it's like, it was just special.
Awesome.
Yeah. Shout out Mike Floss for putting me on there. Yeah.
So, what is some advice you would give to someone who is going to move here and do art or music, whatever?
Some advice that I would give them would be careful who you take advice from.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, just do you. If you about to come to Nashville, come turn shit up and come pull up and work your hardest. Like, that's what I would say. Come bring the flavor. Like, if you got that shit, that's what we looking for here. You know what I mean? Like, it's a community. I think everybody is learning how to support each other thoroughly here. And I would say, yeah, pull up. Come work hard. Let's get it.
Bring your fire.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So reflecting back on when you first started as an artist, what is one of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome, and how did you get through it?
Okay. One of my biggest challenges, I guess, starting off, being from Nashville and always being in Huntsville for the most part. Like when I started making music, because we built a studio in Huntsville, so like that's where I was at. You know what I mean? And so not being on the scene here early was kind of hard for me. Cause I was putting in mad work, but I wasn't being around the people that I'm friends with and like new supporters or whatever. So like I was kind of out of sight, out of mind. But I guess I just remedied that with working hard every day and being ready for when I do come back or when I do go to whatever market at that time I was thinking about going to, like so. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm here now, and outside of that, I really haven't faced too much trouble. Nothing that I can. I look at all the things as blessings, man. Like,
Yeah.
even that is just the blessing of being in that hyperbolic chamber, of being able to make a mistake. You know what I mean? Being able to learn how to flesh out a song without having too much criticism around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I've heard the whole thing. If you're in obscurity, you have all the creativity, but if you're in the spotlight, you have to like everything's under scrutiny.
That's real. I've never heard that, but I mean,
So it's like embracing now if you're not super popular or famous, because this is when you can do whatever you want.
yeah,
Because as soon as you start getting famous, you're going to start being like, well, should I repeat what I did because everyone likes it, or if I do this new thing, is it going to bum everyone out?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
wild.
yeah. I love it. I mean, I don't take a day for granted because you never know. Number one, how long you're here, and number two, you never know how fast that things can change for you. So
Shit, yeah.
you know,
Awesome. Okay, from last year to this year, what would you say is your biggest personal growth?
from last year to this year, my biggest personal growth has most likely been the ability to release music and live with it. Because this time last year, I was just picky and very on edge about the way that my project was going to sound, the future, while not actually trying to do. You know what I mean? Like I was working, but not trying it out. So I think the biggest growth between last year and now is the ability to get out and start releasing music again. And like I have plans to release music first quarter. Like so, yeah, the growth of getting out of my shell of
Yeah,
you know.
putting it out there no matter what happens.
Right, exactly. Not being married to my idea
Yeah,
of what it is. Put it out, let it be what it is. Let's keep going.
keep going. Yeah, that's the ultimate thing. Is you got to take that first step of releasing your stuff and putting yourself out in the universe of like, this is what I have to offer, and then to get shut down, you keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going,
Right.
and then you find it
Mm-hmm.
in the releasing.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay, so how can people support you as an artist?
Great question. They could follow me on my Instagram, Young Zilla, YUNGZILLA. And follow me on Spotify, Zilla. Follow me on Apple Music. The absolute best way is to look out for future tickets, and to buy my music directly, and tell your friends. Those three things. I mean, um, And 4, stream, because that's important too. But yeah, so that's it, man. I mean, I'm blessed to have a good base of people who believe in me and work hard at trying to get the overall vision across. So yeah, man. I mean, the biggest way to support is those 4 things: buy, stream, follow,
Share.
and share.
Share the music.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we were talking about like YouTube earlier. How do you typically consume media? Do you have favorite YouTube videos?
Uh, I'm an Instagram and Twitter guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I like funny shit on there. That's how I usually consume. I mean, I use YouTube for like old videos that I used to look at on YouTube, or like just beats. Um, but yeah, I mean, Twitter, man. Twitter and Instagram just be like funny as fuck. And I'll just be like, yeah, that's what I consume at the most.
What do you have like any accounts that you find are hilarious?
I do. I don't know them off the top of my head right now.
What kind of funny is it? Like
I be watching some weird shit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Bro, I'll be watching some weird shit, like shit that's awkward.
oh yeah,
I like awkward and dry comedy.
Do you like Nathan For You?
Nathan? I'm not sure.
Or I Think You Should Leave.
I'm not sure what those are.
Okay.
I probably have seen them though. I'm not gonna lie to you, but are they like people's accounts?
They're on Netflix and
okay,
Hulu.
maybe I haven't seen them.
But
I have a hard time like watching TV and movies. Like I watch movies like 10, 15 minutes at a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know, my attention span, I'll be spreading out the movies and shit. It's probably because of social media. Yeah.
Awkward shit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the awkward videos, I like, just like anything that's dark humor and dry. Yeah. And Drewski funny as shit too.
Drewski?
Yeah, Drewski. He's a funny dude.
Drewski. Okay, cool. Is there anything you would like to add that I might not have asked you about?
Nah, man, not really, bro. I mean, I feel like you've done a great job of covering and like of really asking me some important questions, and I appreciate that. Again, I mean, people can follow me, and just keep up with what's next, because I got a lot of stuff,
Got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, got a lot of stuff.
Keep it pushing.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure. Thank you for coming on here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've got one last question for you.
Yeah.
What is something absurd you love or do?
Absurd.
Yeah.
That I love or that I do. Some people would say smoking on average 10 J's a day. Some people would say that, but to me, not too absurd.
Yeah.
To me, I would say waking up at 4 every day.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
Yeah. I like to get sleep early.
You beat the sun up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of people don't take advantage of the morning, but that's my thing.
That's awesome.
I like to record in the morning. I like just have the whole rest of the day to just do whatever you want.
4 a.m. club. What time do you go to bed?
I mean, I try to be in the bed by 10:30 at least. Yeah.
Get like 6.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah. I don't really sleep more than 6 hours usually. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Dude, again, thank you for coming on here and doing this.
Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Peace.